viewers, I welcome you to another exciting edition of your program, The Gallery. My name is Mercy Alexander, and today we're bringing to you a wonderful guest in the house. He is the Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity to President Muhammadu Buhari. I am talking about Malam Garba. In the course of the program, we will be bringing you the empowerment program of Rena Mercy Foundation. Sit and enjoy the program.
Today on The Gallery, we have the Senior Special Advisor to President Muhammadu Buhari on Media and Publicity, Mr. Shehu Garba. On this exclusive interview, Mr. Shehu Garba talked about his life, family, and his journey as the SSA to the President on Media and Publicity.
Well, sir, it is nice having you on our wonderful program, The Gallery. You're a man that people have been wishing to see, and we having the privilege to be with you today is really an honor. Thank you very much, sir.
It's my privilege.
Thank you, sir. Now, sir, my viewers want to meet you in person.
Well, I'm just some little guy there, Garba Shehu, who has practiced journalism for quite a number of years. And, broadcast, television, and then moved to newspaper, and then did public relations work, and then also taught journalism in the graduate school in my former college, my former university, Bayer University in Kano, and then found myself, in the State House as a special assistant to a former vice president. I got kicked out after a while, just 6 months into the job. And then here I am back again as a senior special assistant to the current president of Nigeria.
Okay, so the program is to celebrate achievers like you, but also the youth out there want to know those little rough time. Were you born and bred with a silver spoon, or you're one of those people that actually came from the poor background?
No, nobody had a silver spoon in this mouth, not me.
Okay.
I'm a driver's son. I was come from Kano, although my father had worked in Duse. He drove a one-time minister for local government in northern region, and in Kaduna, of course. Okay. And then the former minister then quit his job and then went back to become a traditional ruler. And my father went back to Duse, would sing. I went to school in Duse. Duse is the capital of Jigawa State now, but it used to be one little rural community. I remember that when we went to school, perhaps half of the class didn't come to school on a market day, and most of the girls didn't make it up to completion because they were married off so early in their own, in their own education. It was a very Spartan life. And upbringing we had back in Duse. Then the school was not even very popular for many of the parents and their children, but I think that in my own case I was lucky that my father had the focus, he had the understanding that in education lied the future, and he made sure that we were in school. Quite a number of those schoolmates would stay away from school on market day, and the girls were mostly married off before they finished primary school. And I remember the very strong encouragement I myself got from the late Emir of Kano, Alhaji Ado Bayero, on the day he came to our school. We were in class 1, and he put this very tricky question to the entire class.
Sorry to cut you off. Was he an emir then?
Yes, he was an emir, and I had come visiting the school. And he put a very tricky question to the entire class. And I don't know where I got the inspiration from to raise my hand. And I answered his question, and I remember him gingerly walking towards my seat. Put his head on my head like this and said something like, there's some greatness that lies ahead of you. I don't know, but I think that it was a great inspiration to me. Each time it occurred to you that, look, the emir said something, so you got serious with your own business. So from there I was fortunate. I was at the famous Berea College in Zaria, which of course had trained many of the leaders that came from northern Nigeria, several past heads of state and all of that. And there I was. Then from Berea College I went to the Bayero University in Kano, and eventually to the University of Nigeria at Nsukka.
Wow.
So as I said, I practiced journalism in television. That's where I started. And from television, I felt that I wasn't really, I needed to grow, and I could see that television didn't allow people to grow very quickly.
Oh, really?
Oh no, because the top is always tight. Quite unlike a newspaper where you have the top is open.
Yeah.
You could become,
what you wish to.
Exactly, and so therefore I moved to the newspaper. And in a matter of time, senior writer, editor Sunday, editor daily, general manager, managing director, editor-in-chief, I accomplished all before I moved to the smelter in Ikwadabasi, the aluminum smelter. I became the pioneer general manager, deputy general manager, public relations, before former Vice President Atiku Abubakar said, come to the State House and be my special assistant media. So that's how it was. And of course, as I said, I got kicked out 6 months. The president and the vice president were fighting at that time, so I was thrown out.
Okay. And
I had worked with the former vice president and as media advisor for quite a while before the recent campaigns came. We all teamed up, joined the APC. And I was the director of media and communications in the APC presidential campaign. When we won, the President Muhammadu Buhari decided that I should be one of his two spokesmen.
Was it that while you were kicked out of the former administration, were you having a personal issue with the both of them? Because this is an issue between the vice president and the president himself. So how does that concern you?
Well, it didn't happen to me alone. Okay. I think that the former president was being, I think, misadvised by people.
Yes, he
was having a lot of problems in the media. And I think that he was convinced that these criticisms that he suffered in the press didn't come as a matter of course. That somebody was orchestrating the attacks on him.
Okay.
And I think that we in the Vice President's media office were targeted and assumed wrongly the ones who were behind the criticisms of the press. Of course, and these things is very difficult for somebody who doesn't have a media background to come to terms with. When you are in the kitchen, as they say, you have to suffer the heat, otherwise you get out.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how it is. I mean, you are the leader of the country, people will attack you for just being there. It goes with the territory. So somebody doesn't have to orchestrate, but as I said, the former president believed that we were behind it, and so we were the first victims of the sack.
Okay.
Because he removed everyone in the media office and then went on and on and on, sacking other people around the vice president, until perhaps there was possibly no one else that was left to sack.
Wow. That's the funny one. Is it possible there was no one else to...
Well, except the vice president himself, and he to go to the vice president because at some point then his office was declared vacant. So technically the president had sacked the vice president as well, until the court came and said, look, this is a constitutional issue. The president cannot remove the vice president. It's only, the vice president can only leave office either through, he can only leave office through resignation or death or impeachment, and none of which had happened in this circumstance.
Yes. Right now you are the senior special assistant on media, if I'm right, to President Muhammadu Buhari.
That's correct.
Now, how does what does it entail for you to occupy this big and a vital position?
Well, what does it take to occupy? Well, it takes the confidence of the president to say that you should be there as a spokesperson. And then, of course, it's a very tricky job.
Okay.
Because you can get into trouble very easily. And don't forget that you have to respond to the press. Press inquiries may perhaps take up to 60% of your telephone calls, of your talk time.
Yes.
And they are calling with all manner of questions. And they want you to respond to all of the issues that they are raising. Of course, you are not in a position to know everything. That's one thing. And two, even if you know everything, it is not everything that you should disclose to the press. There are matters that you learn on the basis of confidence, and so therefore you cannot reveal them. But it is difficult to convince the media that there are safe issues and there are issues that you cannot talk about. So, as I said, it's a very tricky balance. One, you have to maintain the confidence of your boss, because if you lose it, he will fire you. And two, then your own professional colleagues, the people in the media, people like yourself and all of that, you also want to be satisfied.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, it is very difficult to say or to see a convergence between the interests of the media and the government all the time. Government in most circumstances wants publicity. The media thrive on disclosure. The more sensational it is, perhaps the better for them. So you find that really it's a very difficult thing to be in, because without the support of the media, you cannot also keep your job. So you are employed by two persons in practical reality. The president who employs you and the media without whose support, you cannot keep your job. So that's the way it goes.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter.
Before this appointment, what is your relationship with Mr. President?
When APC was formed, an aggregation of opposition political parties came together and started this new big opposition party, which they built up successfully to take over government. For the first time in the history of the country, an opposition party are sitting a sitting government. So it's a historical moment.
Yeah.
But you must give a credit to the president himself, because as candidate, President Muhammadu Buhari chose me as the Director of Media and Communications for the APC presidential campaign. I was coming from a camp other than his own, because I had served former Vice President Atiku Abubakar up to the primaries. And Atiku, was in opposition to President Muhammadu Buhari. But as I said, it's a mark of the grace of the president that he said, come and be director of. And so therefore, it was a challenging opportunity as well, because you must rise above suspicion in carrying out this job. I'm quite happy that at the end of it all, not only was I adjudged as having delivered on the job, the president himself decided to bring me into his government, which is an indication of the fact delivered on the job. That he felt one had given the best one could have in the given circumstances, carrying out the job.
So you are so happy to have this president position that you have?
Oh, absolutely. It's a rare privilege, because in fact, even to enter the State House, is not something that ordinary people. And when you remember, as I said earlier, Fela used to say in one of his songs, if you don't know where you're coming from, you won't know where you're going.
Right.
And look at where one was coming from. So it's a major achievement in one's life. There's no question about it.
To God be the glory. Now, sir, there's this impression about Nigerians generally about Mr. President appointing people from the north. What is your view on this?
It's impatience. People are just being emotive about things. The president has thousands of jobs to give. You cannot judge him on the basis of the few, the number that you can count on your fingertips. He has started with the very immediate, maybe personal staff, and people are already counting to say yes. Some of these people that he has appointed, they have served him as unofficial advisors or personal staff secretaries, including the one who was responsible for his kitchen. You cannot change all these people because you have become president. It will not be fair. So their positions have been formalized, and this has now given the numbers. Every part of this country will have their part in the government because it's a requirement of the constitution. And the president himself is a fair person, is a balanced gentleman, and he will give every part of this country their due. He has sworn to uphold the constitution of the country to be fair and just. So give him time. These things will balance them. These appointments that he made, consider them as just one wave. There will be several other waves that will come. So if they are not touched by the wind this time around, the subsequent ones will touch you. So these things will go around. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, okay. Now that's a nice one. I like what he just said. He's fair. It's of course, Mr. President won't just take out those that have been with him from the grassroots. That is what a good leader is all about. Now, sir, if you're not a media person, what would you have loved to become?
Maybe an athlete, really. I would have loved to play golf. It's a sport I cherish and I watch on television. I have played golf back in Kano because the golf course in Kano is quieter, is not crowded, and they have a tolerance for learners like myself. But coming to Abuja here, the golf is too crowded, and there are too many people there, and they are not patient. They are very impatient with learners. So therefore, I've given up the sport and I watch on television.
That's how you switch it to be. So now, sir, at the end of the day, you have a lovely wife, children, lovely family putting you together to keep you going. Now, after the walking, the stress, and the travel of the day, if you want to relax, how do you relax?
To surprise you, I watch television, I sit down at home, watch TV, read newspapers, and talk to the family members. I don't do club. I'm an early sleeper also. I sleep quite early when I can because again,
that's I know.
Because I'm an early starter, but I start early because I do rigorous exercises in the mornings, and that has a way of demanding that you go to bed early because you need to rest.
Okay, wow, it's really nice having you on this program, and like I said earlier, that it's a privilege to sit before you.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laugh.
My name is Garba Shehu, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity. I watch the gallery. I think that it's a program that is worth the moment of every citizen of this country, particularly our young people.
Reina Mercy is a foundation aimed at seeking the happiness of the less privileged by providing an opportunity of good life for them. In view of this, the organization, which is non-political, non-religious, has reached out again to the society by empowering 20 kids with educational materials to support them in school.
We have exercise book for the children. We also have a cash prize for them, just to encourage them. We also have their shoes as we have promised. I like keeping to my promise. And the school bags for them too. We have the school bag. Man, this is a school bag that we are giving to each and every one of them. You understand? So this is it. And also their writing material is also here. You can see the book. So I think this, by the grace of God, this will serve them for a while. And my viewers, even the government, even though you are not in government, please, whatever you can do to help these children in your own little way will be appreciated. You can send, if you know any, you can send it to their guidance. I don't mind, because what I'm doing, I want to use this avenue to tell my viewers that I am not doing this because I want to get money. If you look around very well, I am doing it all by myself, because God has been so faithful. So you can do the same. You don't need to wait for one honorable member or one senator to come and give you money to do this. With the little you have, you can help out. Thank you very much. So right now, we'll be giving out their materials and what we have for them.
On behalf of the foundation, I'm now presenting this to Abigail Monday.
We thank God for her life, that God have using her now for these young guys that have, maybe they think, or their parents look at there's no hope, but God is now using her to put hope in their life, that yes, they still have hope.
I personally am very, very impressed on what she's doing. And we have to encourage her, and then we have to ask the society to encourage her, to support her, because she's doing a great job. You know, when one is doing a great thing, when you support that person, the person will do more.
I thank her, and I thank God for what she has been doing. I pray for her that more grace to her elbow. Almighty Allah will continue to crown all our efforts with success and accept all our prayers and every one of it.
Well, we have who have money, who don't know what to do with their money. I'm appealing to them to support this foundation so that she can achieve her aim. She can achieve the dream she has. I know she has a dream, a bigger dream.
Hello, my name is Mercy Alexander, and I'm the CEO of Reina Mercy Concept and the Gallery on TV, also the founder of Reina Mercy Foundation. Please, I will beg and I will urge you people to support us, especially in the area of our foundation, helping out the children on the street by giving them their basic education, which is extremely important. And if you cannot reach us from wherever you are, you can also do that in your various countries. Please, try as much you can do to help a child. Giving them back their education is extremely important. Thank you. I love you all, but God loves you best. Bye-bye.
The children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let at the children's laughter.
Wow, wasn't that nice? Look at what Rena Mezi Foundation single-handedly did. Oh my God, this is wonderful. I'm using this medium to call on our government, also the private sector, to come and support Rena Mezi Foundation and those children, because they are the leaders of tomorrow. Even you out there who is watching me right now, you can also support us. Let's make this nation a better place for our children. Don't forget to join us on this program same time next week. Bye-bye and have a wonderful weekend.